part is they attach before they allow the actions to cause an attachment. They simply attach. They don't have balanced boundaries. They either cut everybody off or they over-attach. So they might cut off a family member, might cut off everybody else, but when it comes to their partner, the partner they will attach to no matter what. They don't have balanced boundaries. They should have equal boundaries for people that they are in love with, but also friends and family. They don't do that. They cut off everybody else, but focus on their partner. And they never ask deeper questions. Perfect. And you just avoid the confrontation. Anyone just avoid the confrontation?
Sadia is a psychopath.
I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude.
You are getting psychological lessons and psychological mental health tips from Harley Quinn.
Something tells me a whole lot of people are about to die.
LinkedIn, she's got things noted. She's mentioned them to me personally. But after I did some digging, I found out that this girl has a bunch of Photoshop degrees that she just carries around and posts places online.
Juicy! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd Christian Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, the block has been hot in regards to another pseudo guru. And her name is Miss Sadia Khan from Sadia Psychology. Dubai's very own, the self-proclaimed psychologist who claims to help men become high value and improve their dating life, and also to help women become high value women. Okay. Basically, she's made millions of dollars giving her courses and giving her some consulting, bragging about her psychology degree. Hadn't really fully discussed if she has a medical license in psychology that we know of, or a psychology license that's definitely legal and board certified in her country, but we'll leave that definitely later on in this video. But yes, she does have a degree in psychology. That's basically what gave her the right, according to Ms. Khan, as to why she's able to actually spew some of the stuff that she's spewing. Okay? Now, come to find out, there's been some viral news going on about who Sadia is, and it comes to find out that she is literally a huge hypocrite. She doesn't really follow exactly what she preaches, and on top of that, from what I've been hearing, I'm seeing in various videos, she is extremely unprofessional. Okay, given the fact of how she reacts to critics, how she reacts to other people that comes by, and literally even calls those random critics up to actually try and give them her mind literally for free, while she normally charges people about like maybe 5,000, 7,000 pounds for like a call meeting. Very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to dig into the background of Sadia Khan, because me personally, I'm not really a big fan of hers like that. I don't really know her too well. But given the fact that she is basically just another one of those pseudo gurus, and the worst part about it is she does not have a legal license in psychology in the country of Dubai, which is a huge concern. It's a big concern, and it's definitely dangerous on where Sadia is going, on why she is a danger to not just the dating world, but the dating world. There's a lot of frauds up in, the whole dating world industry when it comes to like dating and building up relationships, mating and all that stuff. You feel me? There's a lot of frauds, especially pseudo gurus in regards to that could be very hard to vet out until they expose themselves over time. And the most important thing I do want to get to in regards to that is the medical industry. Because if you come around actually showing that you're a psychologist without any form of legitimate license to back that up, a lot of patients or even a lot of consumers or viewers are going to literally look at you with a side eye now. If they have like enough research and actually done enough due diligence, they'd be like, what type of clinical work has she done? And if she doesn't have the proper clinical work, if she does not have the proper credentials, and she misleads people, it could literally go on a negative impact, so much so that could end up being catastrophic for the consumer or the patient, which it could literally be fatal, unfortunately. So let's dig into this pseudo guru, Miss or Mrs., whatever it is. And mind you, she's also been exposed as a proud hoe. Okay? Anyway, let's go dig into Sadia Khan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the website of Sadia Khan, sadiapsychology.com, in which they discuss more about navigating modern relationships. And you see him at school, seen on Lou's Hoes. I forgot the other name. Chris from Modern Wisdom. Tom Bilyeu, Lisa Bilyeu, First Things First, London Real. And she's based in Dubai, by the way. And they have this 3-month program for the members to become a high-value man. And you see the journey that you see here. Month 1 relates to dynamics, spotting gold diggers and financial manipulation, and dealing with cheating, bill, and trust. All basically surface level stuff that she has described that you could easily actually seek that advice literally without spending a fuckwad of money literally for the whole price. $7,800, $8,000 You can easily get all that stuff for free all in 1 month. Okay. Month 2, maintaining masculinity, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Achieving emotional intelligence, selecting good women. Again, all of that you can get without breaking your bank. $7,000 to $8,000. Month 3, week 7, great sex and intimacy. Week 8, building self-esteem and confidence. Week 9, setting healthy boundaries. Week 10, navigating age gap relationships. Many of this you don't really need to break your bank for. The age gap situation is you could definitely seek a therapist that specializes in these things, that you'll be able to actually utilize their opinion, and you can utilize insurance to do so as long as you find an accredited therapist that's board certified and licensed either in your country or in your state or province, depending on where you live. All right. Sadia Khan. Sadia is a relationship coach who has dedicated her social presence to helping individuals and couples navigate the complexities of modern relationships. Her passion for helping people build fulfilling and lasting connections has guided her on this meaningful journey, and you see the following there. Qualifications. We look into the qualifications. Bachelor of Science Psychology, Master in Education and Developmental Psychology, Qualified Teacher Status, Diplomas in Psychotherapy, Advanced CBT and a Child Hearing. All of that is great, but does she have a license in her country? Does she have an actual medical license, and has she done any clinical trials that actually confirm this? Okay, that's the thing. And that's really the big one I really want to try and discuss with alone. And specializations, they say Sadia speaks related to such as red flags and partners, green flags, attachment styles, teen divorce, principles of happy marriage, gold diggers, red pill advice, people pleasing, narcissism, and so much more. Now, has he been personally married given these ordeals? And ask questions, get insights to exclusive relationship highlights, and they ask for contact of booking. So let me try and deal with these pages, and I will be with you in a second. Let me try and look into these prices real quick here. Oh, and I'm guessing this URL is not really valid. She did not really fully update her site since last year. Oh, this one too. Ooh, that's the couple session that is no longer valid either. Now on Patreon, right, you want 10 videos on singles, 10 a month, 40 videos on all topics, $20 a month, United States dollars. And speaking to Sadia Khan personally puts 35 videos, $30 a month personally. Now if you pay annually, basically a 40 a month is probably going to be about $97 US a year, $16.80, about 140 United States dollars yearly, 25.20, about 300 some US yearly, I believe, right? Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the High Value Man 90-Day Program with Sadia Khan. Okay, we go through month 1, week 1, childhood patterns and trauma. Week 2, self-esteem and selecting women. Week 3, setting boundaries early. Week 4, sex appeal. Month 2, week 5, understanding women's red flags you cannot ignore. Week 6, green flags you need. Week 7, maintaining masculinity. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Week 8, guide to having great sex. Week 9, how to prevent and recover from infidelity. Week 10, what predicts a breakup and how to prevent a breakup. Week 11, gain a woman's respect and how to never lose it. Week 12, conflict resolution. And you see all of this stuff that you list up here with the High Value Women program for the woman that's looking to seek a high value man. Month 1, identifying paths preventing harmony. Together you'll uncover hidden blocks, recurring things that have disrupted your relationships. By recognizing these patterns, you can break free from cycles of dysfunction and create space for mutual respect, understanding, and growth. Unlocking childhood trauma patterns. Childhood experience can deeply shape our adult relationships, blah, 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 and they explore unresolved wounds. Selecting or creating a compatible partner, learn how to align your values, needs, and long-term vision relationship, and supervise those who to do so, blah, blah, blah. Month 2, breaking trauma bonds. Your child relationship marked by pain and healthy dependency. Study guides and breaking free those cycles. Healing from heartbreak, compasses warrior strategies, navigate and understand what a man really thinks and wants. Month 3, preventing breakups, warning signs, struggling relationships, healing anxiety, depression, and jealousy. Emotion channels like anxiety, depression, and jealousy can weigh heavy on relationships. You develop coping mechanisms there, infidelity, recovery, and perfection. We're hearing from Delhi seeking safeguard relationships, advice, practice, such to rebuild trust and intimacy. and they have all the stuff that's there. Now, the plan that they have, one payment of £6,000 approximately. That is basically about 8,000-ish United States dollars, approximately around that. And high value program, basically this is one payment, is almost £9,000, literally about 11,000 US dollars. Okay, you do the 3 payments, basically you divide that by 3, basically. All for this. But yet, when you see critics actually go check Sadia for her hypocrisy, here she comes mainly about to blow up, literally go unhinged on her critics, that you'll be able to literally talk to her and so content you acting a fool that they will literally be able to talk to you literally for free. We're going to talk about that later on in this video. Now, let's go do some more digging. So we have the video call with Sadia Khan. And we have these options to see what we get. The first one, they want £300, Great Britain time. And this is for 50 minutes, mind you, that you have to pay. Let's go back. Now, if we involve couples, 1-to-1 or couples. And this, I'm assuming this is the same process here. $550. Oh, 1-to-1 therapy within couples. That is $700 US for a session. That is just wild, man. That is just literally wild. Now, Sadia here has a mastery in the online course, basically trying to transform from being overlooked to being athlete sought after. What Sadia claims that she is the world's leading dating expert, like Fresh and Fit, the #1 men's podcast in the world. And they got this 12-video online course of men reclaiming masculinity. And you see all of these qualities that she claims that she can maybe provide and guide towards men. And they have 12 video modules. And the course modules you see there, offer price $149.99 United States dollars. And that's basically what they discount mainly is, which they have that locked. But you can speak with her for free if you basically piss her off. About Sadia Khan's philosophy, you won't get what you deserve in life, you only get what you accept. And she claims that she's a relationship coach who has dedicated her social presence to helping individuals and couples to manage the complexities of modern relationships. Her passion for helping people build fulfilling and lasting connections had gone on this meaningful journey. Yep. And they hold the background that's there that we know, and you have some people that have supported. Maybe some stuff that's definitely scripted. We don't know. We have all these random names. We don't know if they're actually legitimate or not. And you see all these live events that she has not updated since last year, and which we definitely see there. You haven't really seen much about this. We go to the contact information, right? And this is basically everything that you mainly see on Sadia Khan's site.
Motivational speaking man coach that's supposed to show you how to be a confident, successful man in dating relationships, editing her own photos and videos? Sadia Khan! Welcome to the show. This is Sadia Khan, 741,000 followers. You can book a call with her. She promises that for just a few $1,000s, you're going to be able to master yourself, master women, and master relationships. She wants to make sure that you're confident, emotionally strong, free from baggage. Don't worry, guys, the program's not too much to develop all of this confidence from Sadia. Just a paltry 6,000 GBP, which in Freedom Bucks is like $6,500. Just a few months of rent for the average American, no problem at all. Here's a good clip that Sadia posted about facing your own realities and truths.
Thing to sell to women because
but it's the reality.
Well,
I'm majority
sure.
of men's not their dream girl. It's not the end of the world with that, but it takes a self-esteem to understand. Look, here's the thing: people who have high self-esteem attach to truths. They enjoy truths. Truth means something to them.
Truth means something to him, huh? Let's take a look at this clip. Alright guys, now just keep in mind she's a high confidence woman and truth means something to her. Why is there a waist filter on this public speaking and engagement video of you, Sadia? What is going on here? What? Like, look, it's just bending, warping, getting disintegrated. And if you look at this photo of just her full body, you see there's a waist filter here and it's not attached to the shadow. Big miss there.
Juicy! Ladies and gentlemen, all right, we have this clip, coming from Goob to you from Instagram. actually to expose Sadia Khan in regards to her hardcore fuckery. Let's go look into what Homeboy literally has to say here.
Alright guys, so this story is getting very bizarre. This is Sadia Khan, the online influencer psychologist that promises she can show you how to attract women, be a better man, and fix your relationship. I did a story on her the other day because she edits her videos and I thought it was very funny. I criticized her in the video because it was very obvious that she puts waist filters on any video where her full body is shown, and in a lot of her videos she's talking about how much self-confidence she has and how she knows what she is, blah 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 blah, and that's what's necessary to attract a partner, etc etc. But when I called her out, she lost her goddamn mind. It's now been about 48 hours, and she has spent the last 2 days accusing my followers of being animal porn addicts, being cheaters, being prostitutes, and
Oh my god. Juicy! Hey man, this only one coming. Wait till she actually does this to literally other people as well.
everything in between. But today she started a new trend. These are videos that my followers sent me. This person left a comment on her page, and she tried to call them via audio 4 or 5 times.
But in order to call Sadia, you gotta pay literally about $8,000 to $10,000 United States dollars for a one-on-one session. You do like a big time program, or if you go to a one-on-one call, you're talking about maybe like a good $600, $800, $900 United States dollars or more. Man, this bitch wildin'. This bitch is literally fucking wildin'.
And then when they wouldn't pick up, she left the threatening message that you'll see scroll by here.
Disgusting.
Pick up, bitch, or I'm gonna post your address online.
Ooh. Does that sound like an actual licensed psychologist, ladies and gentlemen?
And here's another one from another one of my following.
God.
Pick up, don't be scared. Don't be scared, pick up, calling over and over and over and over again. More threats. This is a person that sells one-on-one phone call coaching bullshits for 6,000 GBP, which I understand now is 8,000 USD, on how to be a high-value man. But hey guys, I can save you the 6,000 GBP. If you want to call for free from Sadia, just leave a troll comment on her page. She'll try to call you over and over and over, free of charge.
Juicy! Juicy! And we got more, ladies and gentlemen. We have clips of Sadia Khan actually being exposed as a proud 304. And she enjoys doing it. And she enjoys being a side piece and whoring around towards rich, high-value men. Juicy, 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 juicy. Let's get it.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude. I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
It's on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well,
And mind you, she was a side piece towards a fiance. So the female fiance literally got fumed, and Sadia was really going berserk. Sadia's real voice, y'all. Up on that voice right there with the call.
we'll
Days
see.
after, I've
Okay.
been into
January 31st, 2021. Literally 4 years ago. And she's still unhinged now.
situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
This is the biggest scandal that Sadia Khan doesn't want you to know about her. She preaches on her page and on her content that she's a high-value woman. She can teach you how to attract a high-value woman if you're a man for thousands of dollars for one-on-one coaching. Let's see how much she values herself as a woman.
The main thing I would say to be a high value woman is always you have ability to reject attention.
Hold up.
Attention.
Uh-oh. We got one right here. Now you see a photo with Sadia definitely up on the top. Right? And it says, look at her. LOL, so cute and innocent. And the gentleman says, when there's life, there's hope. Followed by bum cheeks. KMT. Sadia says, babe, when can I have sex with you? When can I have sex? You're so long, I need a substitute. Juicy! Oh, I know. You're so long. What she really means is that Homeboy's cock is extremely huge, and she basically needs a girth and definitely the length to actually mainly pipe her out. Pipe her out. You know what I'm saying? That's what she means by when she says you're so long. That means your cock is long. All right? Definitely remember, your eggplant is extremely huge and long. And she basically saying that she needs a substitute. Oh, wait, it's mainly me. You just happen to be there. And she's supposed to follow a photo.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The first step towards becoming a high value woman, and this is genuinely so important, it's self-awareness. Now,
another one. We got coming by Sadia up on the top. We have like another man coming through. Basically says luckiest man in Dubai. Homeboy says in JVC. And she says girls could choose any man. No, man, misspoke saying not in Dubai. Period. Who else has a side chick on these levels? LOL. And gives him no stress. Told you I'm such a sick side chick. And the man says, we can't ever know what talk convo without talking about hoes, relationships, marriage, cheating, murder, hill, ma'am. And she says, oh, welcome to Sadia. And you see this little clip up there on the bottom.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
only one thing that all women want.
Juicy. Another one. She says, aren't you tired, babe? And she says, I'm solider. And she says, he just to marinate. LOL. I won't be long. Get excited. LOL. And then the next day, she says, around the 25th of November, we don't know what year. She says, just FYI, I'm not taking any more 11 p.m. school night dick appointments. I still haven't caught up on the missed sleep. And he said, you had fun, though. She said, you don't know that might have hated it. So basically, they fucked the night before. And she says, I'll leave my car running next time. No point switching it off. He says, well, you left my front door open the whole time. So might as well, if there's a next time, as you might have hated it.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude. And I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day.
Dang. Juicy. 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 Juicy.
He said, hi Alex, do you have a budget for your podcast? As there's a fee attached, Sadia can guarantee an increase in views for up to 20 times its usual. What's the price? And she said it's 5,000 British pounds, which is equivalent of like $7,000 USD, which is insane. An insane amount of time to pay for like an hour and a half of her time. Like just absolutely crazy. You know, paid collabs are very uncommon in the dating niche. I've never had anyone in
I want to make this very clear. The reason why I'm even talking about exposing her plastic surgery is not because I care about her plastic surgery if she were telling the truth about it. It's because she mocks, insults, degrades, and taunts women and men about their looks. So here are a couple of screenshots I'm going to put up here. This is just like an iota of a mountain of continuous insults she slings every single second of the day. This woman is a walking, like, hypocrisy. She is so incongruent. What she says on camera is nothing like who she is. And the fact that people are defending her, like, I understand in theory, this is not something that I would do. I am not the person that's going to be teasing someone. But these emails are dated July 18th, 2023, over 2 years ago. Now, I disagreed with her on a post of hers about age gaps, and she responded very unprofessionally. And I immediately thought, okay, this is suspect. She can't be a psychologist. Nobody would speak to anybody this way. And I asked her for her credentials. And so she got, really upset and pushed back and started insulting me and said, I'm going to send you my credentials or send me yours. So that was already antagonistic for no reason, because as a professional, you're supposed to be accommodating when people ask for your credentials, because that's part of the job, is to be public about it. And your credentials do not show your personal information, your address and stuff like that. They are client facing. and you have to publicly display them so that it protects the public. So when she got so defensive about that, I already knew that I was going to get a whole bunch of BS from this woman, but I was willing to be proven wrong. And this is what she said in her first email. "This is my DHA license," she says. "I need an official apology from you and a copy of your license. I'll wait. Kind regards, Sadia Khan." So she included these two attachments, and I'm opening them here. This is her qualified teacher status, and she's got her name and her number, and she also shares a snippet of her Bachelor of Science diploma. This is what she sent me to prove she has a DHA license, which is the Dubai Health Authority license, her psychology license. That's what she's actually claiming this is. So I'm just going to scroll through the email chain. She's asking me to send my license, but I have never claimed to be currently licensed. I always say I'm a retired mental health professional, retired marriage and family therapist, mental health counselor with a PhD in counseling, marriage, couples, and family counseling. So I don't have to give her my license, but I do have pictures of my expired licenses, which I retired in 2019, but I sent her my doctoral degree diploma. And she goes on and on and on about how nowhere in my social media do I show my license. So why are you asking me? She's implying like, why are you asking me for my license if you're not showing yours? But I'm not saying I'm licensed. So I give her my PhD diploma here, and this is what she comes back with. So you have a doctor in philosophy, which has absolutely nothing to do with couples counseling, which is what you sell. I'm going to come back to that because next is the smoking gun. Here's when she says, "I literally sent you my license number for psychologist, and you are out here pretending to have a credential in a few." So this is the smoking gun because she is blatantly lying. She's saying that what she has presented is proof that she's a licensed psychologist. I believe she is falsifying the fact that she has a master's and that what she presents is a forgery. And there are reasons for that as well by her management team, her agents or whatever. And I just compared the two, and her posted bachelor's and her posted master's was different. It was like switched with different like titles of her fields of study. Nobody who has been through their master's is going to make a mistake and say the wrong field of study or be inconsistent about these details.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look into the Dubai Medical Registry and type in Sadia Khan. And mind you, Sadia Khan is based in Dubai. And we are looking into what we find so far. And let me try and make sure we get everything edited here. No. With these records that you see here, normally when you click on a practitioner or a physician, normally they will show you a license number that shows with where they're located and where they're currently located for one, and also the license number to verify their legitimacy basically within that country. That's what normally goes on, definitely, especially in the United States, depending on what field you're in. They usually give you a license number to verify your legitimacy. And they say that's like basically a personal ID or like an ID registry that you can easily find that's shown in the general public. All right. So what we have here is definitely a bunch of names and a bunch of physicians that we see definitely right before us. Okay. Now, I'm not going to really disclose too much on license numbers and everything that's there, even though it's out in the general public. You know, some folks may have like some wicked mindsets that will do everything they can to literally try to sabotage one of them if they choose to be on social media. So let's try and scroll down and see if we can find a Sadia Khan anywhere, literally up in this footage here. And based on what I'm looking, I see Sadia. I see all of this stuff. No psychology at all. None. And I thought, you know, she was a professional psychologist according to Sadia Khan. But if we go to, let's say, I want to try and go to specialty here. They have therapists, applied behavioral analysts. They have those there, audiologists, They have a bunch of specialties within the kind of psychology branch that they show, but let's go and focus more on the psychology, for instance, and see what we can mainly get here. Bear with me as I do. Let me try and type this in. SPSY. And they have psychologists. Let's go click into that. And let's see if we can search this time. Given our records. None. Wow. Juicy. Psychologist, my ass. Get the fuck up on out of here. What a fraudulent hoe. What a proud, fraudulent, psychopathic, narcissistic hoe. 304. So now that Sadia is exposed, like many of the other pseudo alpha gurus that have been before her, right? And some of them, one of them is definitely convicted and dealing with an appeal case. Another is actually still on trial right now in regards to some criminal activity that he then bragged over the internet over the course of a few years while spewing his pseudo red pill rhetoric. And then we have other gurus that are actually trying to follow the same footsteps here, just to try and get a grift and actually try and get through clout, but yet they do the same exact opposite of what they preach. And mind you, many of these pseudo gurus out here, male pseudo red pill gurus, the pseudo alpha males you see here, actually lead with their wallet whenever they actually try and pipe down women, and they actually do hardcore simping just to try and get them around, mind you. And Sadia Khan has been basically revealed to be a proud side bitch. Okay? A hardcore side bitch at that, while she basically comes online, acts like this professional, modest woman on how to probably get married and how to have a successful relationship, but yet you out here acting like a 304, literally whoring it up, going and sleeping around with married men. Married and unmarried, high-value men. You sick. You demonic. Actually, I won't even go that far as demonic. Actually, yeah. Let's do that. Because we going to go a little bit further on that. Because we know you're illegitimate. And because we know more than likely you're definitely a scammer. But the biggest scam of all is in regards to the medical industry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why that I bring up the medical psychology license in the equation is we want to make sure that Sadia verifies that she actually did her legitimate training as a psychologist that's licensed either in Dubai or whatever country that she's currently in, so that she could give basically proper board certified information and advice towards definitely her clientele, as well as patients that definitely do need help when it comes to seeking therapy or seeking help from an actual psychologist. Because a lot of psychologists don't even have received that label until they actually receive their actual license coming within that country or within the city or province or state. All right? Whether it's in the United States, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, right? Dubai is technically a province in the United Arab Emirates, UAE. So definitely one of them. They have to have a license in regards to that in order for them to literally legitimately practice and legally practice in that particular location in person. And also, has he done also clinical trials as well? Not only I'd be dealing with exams in regards to licensing, but also clinical trials as well. My father, who is a current internal medicine nephrology physician, right? He went through endless trials of residency, med school years, lots of exams, studying lots of tests, and even updated tests just to make sure that his license is mainly up to date, just to even make sure he has his medical license, his MD license. And he has to update it literally every few years. In some cases, he may have to actually retake a test to make sure that his education and knowledge is mainly on the spot. And given the fact that we have to literally run through his office, he is extremely anal on how he wants his practice to run. Due to the fact that you have HIPAA compliance, HIPAA constraints, you got to be dealing with, and some information has to be done when it comes to patients. I cannot fully discuss with you out of respect for HIPAA laws. You know what I mean? We got to be dealing with patient information that's given in the office. You have to make sure everything is thoroughly done, and the doctor has to make sure that the patients get like the most thorough, proper care as much as possible, and make sure they get it resolved swiftly when it comes to actually getting chart notes and sending back up to other fellow PCPs that send out referrals to patients in order to see that nephrologist as soon as possible in regards to the situation. Because many of his patients, while seeing in his practice, they go through diabetes, hypertension, chronic disease, chronic kidney disease, any form of kidney-related diseases or issues that mainly have occurred in a lot of cases, even kidney cancer. So we deal with all these things. Definitely give an example. If my dad didn't have those credentials and he's out here actually just making reckless judgments, because he always tells us you can't never give any patient hope. You want to try and make sure that you're thorough and realistic and truthful to the patient as much as possible. That's what he always tells us when we actually deal with a medical practice like this. We have to be very thorough with those patients as much as possible. Imagine Sadia Khan here. Okay, if my dad was in Sadia Khan's shoes and he out here lying, he's projecting one set of situations and giving out advice on what he's to do to the patient, but yet he becomes a hypocrite given the fact that his stuff is illegitimate due to the fact that he has no doctor, he has no medical license, he does not have any clinical work, or even has gone to residency. Because for a doctor, residency for a doctor is like dealing with clinical trials as a psychologist. You know what I'm saying? If he does not have that, he could be literally at risk of going to jail. What Sadia is doing could be a potential crime literally up in Dubai if she practices literally up at that spot in person, depending on what locations he's in. If she does one-on-one coaching in person, whatever location it is, whether it's Dubai, UK, if she does not have a license, actually given those credentials, showing off her psychology skills, a potential crime could literally be knocking on her doorstep, literally in regards with that. Sadia's misleading of information, okay, is just fucking despicable. It is so fucking despicable, And one of the clients, once they find out, if they find out, then her stuff is working, and they ask, well, what's the alternative? And they don't even give a shout answer, and they actually blame you. God forbid, it could be like a hell road made down the line for that particular client or patient, whether man or woman. That client could be dealing with, God forbid, self-deletion, or we may hear about another mass shooting stemming from this. And God forbid, they find out that she actually went to someone of a Sadia Khan's nature. And she's not even licensed. And even if she does have a license, and she gives those thoughts, and actually has a fool and says wrong stuff. If she does not have a license to practice psychology, she can legally be held liable civilly and criminally. This is extremely why my dad is extremely anal in regards to communication with patients, in regards to how we run the practice down to the T, just to make sure that we are thoroughly HIPAA compliant. And what I mean by HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, founded by the United States Congress in the United States of America. Now, I don't know what type of privacy laws they have up in Dubai or the UK. I do not know. Definitely thoroughly did your research in regards with that. But they do have certain constraints and codes in regards to that when it comes to dealing with like medical licenses and actually just running a practice with that license. They do have like some similar codes in regards to that. Somewhat similar to HIPAA up in Dubai, but always double check to be sure because I'm not really fully sure. But in our case, in the United States, they do have that HIPAA law learned mainly up in our backs. And to add, all your credentials as a doctor or a therapist or a mental health specialist will be listed on the public. Your MPI number in the United States of America, in the United States, they have a National Provider Information Number, MPI for short, which is definitely out for the public to look for. It's mainly out for the public to read. MPI numbers are out to the public, tax IDs are out to the public, as well as their state licensing number when it comes with medicine, right? All that's out for the main public to see in regards with that. So Sadia could literally potentially go to jail due to her literally being a hypocrite if she practices those morals and these pseudo rhetoric mainly in person or in the country. And if it happens up in vertical and the home base is mainly in Dubai, she could also be held liable as well, potentially. This is mainly why Sadia Khan is extremely dangerous to, most importantly, the medical industry, due to the fact that she does not have a psychology license, and she's spewing out this surface level reg and can't even go on a deeper level and given her degree and given her clinical trial experience due to the fact that she has lack of clinical trial experience, and due to the fact that she does not have a psychology license practice in Dubai. It's very hard to take a woman like Sadia Khan very seriously. Unless you're very shallow or you're not really willing to do the work that you do diligence within yourself, or you still are living in delusion and just don't want to hear it. Now, while Sadia here, while the pseudo guru Sadia here, is primarily responsible for all the fuckery that she's mainly caused throughout her live streams and her podcasting, and how she's been fleecing on many of y'all. It's some of y'all's fault, men and women. Some, not all. Some, not all. And I mean some of y'all, due to the fact that you don't really want to try and put the work and actually try and prove yourself, or even try to vet these people to see if they're actually legitimate. You don't even do due diligence on actually who they are to see if they're actually legitimate or they actually have legitimate credentials. That's literally all on y'all. Y'all still are able to buy out stuff. Even though she is exposed as a hypocrite, I know some of y'all going to still be able to support her. Why? Because you want to live vicariously through that particular woman. Some of y'all will literally continue to egg, them on rhetoric, because it just makes you feel good. But it doesn't really solve your personal issue. It doesn't really fully overcome your personal traumas, which is why most of y'all are currently in the shitholes that you're literally in now. And those pseudo gurus that you're actually dealing with that y'all supporting are still getting money while they're not giving literally no fucks about you at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's the moral of the story here when dealing with this type of fuckery that you see here? Okay? Always vet that guru for his or her credentials to prove that he or she is legitimate in what she's saying. Do not be hesitant. If they say something like psychologist, I have a degree in psychology, always ask, do they have a license to practice? Right? Just like I've discussed a situation with my dad and his medical license. My mom, she has a license to practice law in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and other various spots in the Northeast, as well as Texas and California. Okay? She has laws to literally practice in those states, literally. And shortly after passing the bar and actually just dealing with her law degree, she had to take various tests just to make sure that she is licensed to practice in those states. They make you do it. They mandate you to actually do a test in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? And with FE, if I continued on the civil engineering journey, because yes, I have a undergraduate degree in civil engineering, but I'm not thoroughly qualified to actually go into deep, full depth in regard to like all the civil engineering practices they mainly do, due to the fact that I have not received a fundamental engineering license, nor do I have received a professional engineering license. I have never taken an FE exam nor a PE exam. So I do want to try and make this very clear. I'm just speaking on the engineering based on an academic standpoint, but not more of a realistic professional or experiential standpoint in regards to engineering. So I just want to try and always make sure you thoroughly vet the person that's actually dealing with these things, vet for their background, vet to see if they have a thorough license, just to make sure that these guys are legit before you actually go try and actually flood them your money and actually flood them for your support of that particular person. Otherwise, you could be duped, just like Sadia Khan duped many of y'all or many of her followers. All right? And I'm just going to show you a quick example of what I'm saying. And it's going to be in regards to a YouTuber by the name of Jeffrey St. James from Ask About a Podcast. Ask About a Podcast with Jeffrey St. James. I want to try and put something up before I close out here.
For a lot of men, their ability to genuinely feel better about the problems in their life is when the problem is identified. They're given steps and instructions on how to resolve it, and the issue and problem is resolved. For women, sometimes they want the issue resolved, but a lot of times their healing, validation, and their feeling of catharsis is just by the nature of being heard, being seen. And sometimes they'll feel better even when the issue that they were referencing or talking about doesn't even go away or change.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the actual professional license coming from the Bureau of Professional and Occupational Affairs from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for the name of Jeff St. James, full name Jeffrey St. James Jr., aka again Jeff St. James from Ask About a Podcast, who's been going on the Lapeef Network, who's been going on Pearl Daily, Fresh and Fit, speaking on, modern relationships and all that. This dude is literally fucking legit. Okay, he is fucking legitimate down to the core. The license mainly proves that. For those of you, you pseudo, for those of you, some of you lames, that want to actually try and cancel this guy, thinking that he's like literally like some pseudo guru, and some of you haters and some of you miserable people out here that want to try and see him gone and want to see him ruined, just like Kevin Samuels. This is the license. This is the actual license from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, verifying Jeffrey St. James' credentials in regards to what he teaches, in regards to his expertise when it comes to therapy as a licensed professional counselor dealing with mental health and definite therapy. All right. So if you want to try and schedule an appointment with him, you can definitely look up through his site, through his YouTube contact and all that. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to be planning to actually go speak to him because I definitely need to go back to therapy because I haven't been to one literally in a very, very long time. I'm definitely going to be planning for that in the near future. All right? Chris Paul for Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Deuces.